Okay, it's June the 14th, 2011. It's 9:22 p.m. This is Toronto, Canada. And the moon is low. And it looks very large. So I am going to see exactly what's going on with it. So I'm using that building as a reference that's in the lower right hand corner, just to give me an idea of its position at this time, and we'll see how much it moves. Just gonna leave it here for a second in case anything strange flies by. Sometimes that happens. Okay, the camera is on a tripod and nothing is moving. I'm looking at the tripod to make sure whatever movement there is, it's that object right there in the sky that looks like the moon. So it's moving both ways. That means there's something wrong. It shouldn't be moving both ways. It should be going west, that's to the right. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. Okay, should not be moving to the left at all. Any movement to the left is wrong. And that's towards the east, and that's not the way it's supposed to be going. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. It's very bright. It's extremely bright. But I can see orbs on the surface there, or the apparent surface. There is no surface. I can tell right away that this is a holographic image. And there are orbs within that entire mass, which is the entire image. The whole thing is a hologram, and the orbs are providing the light source from the inside of the hologram. The orbs themselves are glowing. Right there you can see them, and they're the ones providing the light. This is no reflection from the sun or anything like that. The entire image is lit up from the inside out, and this is a 3D hologram. It is not a flat hologram, it's a 3D hologram. And it's so bright. Actually, maybe the brightest I've ever seen it. You could just see the when I get the energy field in there. Look at that energy field around it. And look how fast it moves. Normally it would take less time when I show the energy field. Now it's going the other way. See, before it was going to the right, now it's going to the left. Look at that. It doesn't want to be on camera. It's funny. But nah, it can't make up its mind which way to go, and I'm confused myself, because sometimes it goes to the right and then it goes back to the left, and I'm confused too which way it's gonna go. So it seems to keep jogging back and forth between left and right. It goes a little bit to the right, then a little bit to the left, then moves up a little bit, and alternates how it moves, left, right, or up. So I'm going to try to see something if I can. It's so bright. It's amazingly bright. I mean, that is super bright. You know it. This is not the real moon, because it's just super bright, and the orbs are giving off that high energy glow, just like they do on the trees when I filmed them. It's like plasma glow and high energy, very strong light source coming right off the hologram itself, or from within the hologram itself. This is not natural sunlight reflection off an object in space. Okay, it's just too much. This is just way too much for that kind of a thing. So again, this is not the real moon. And it appears to be a hologram, a 3D hologram. And it keeps moving left and right, and sometimes up towards the top of the screen. It hasn't moved down yet. You can see it going back and forth. It's almost as if it was in a hover, maintaining a steady hover. That's about the movement you would get if an object that size was hovering in one place in the sky. So being that it looks so close, just with the naked eye, I mean, I'll just stop here at where the building is. Okay, I'm shooting through an open window, and this is how I see it with the naked eye, just like that. Even better with the naked eye, because now I'm looking at a small, tiny little screen. But anyway, I'm shooting through an open window, and that's the way I see it. And you can see that it's very low, not too many degrees up high in the air, and that it's very bright. I mean, it looks like the sun is up, not the moon. Just look at all that bright light. So I'm still too far away at this point to see the movement. I want to get close enough, but not too close, to see which way it moves. What it looks like to me is if someone was shining it up into the sky and onto the sky, but it also looks like it's hovering and trying to maintain a steady state. You could see the red line all around it. That's an energy field holding that entire holographic image and the mass of orbs that make it up in one place, so that they don't scatter all over the place. There's enough of them in the atmosphere anyway. It's surrounded by orbs anyway, because the whole thing is in our atmosphere. But the ones that are making the hologram have to be contained in an electromagnetic energy field. So I'm just trying to look at its movement right now, see which way it's moving and how it's moving. Okay, notice it's going down towards the bottom. Before it was going up towards the top, and before that it was going right and then left and then right again. So these are important things to notice about the way it's moving. No celestial object would ever move like that. It has a set pattern, and it follows that set pattern and never changes. So this is not a celestial object. I believe it to be a hologram, but the hologram is a large orb cluster which is up in the sky, and the orbs or the orb clusters within the hologram are creating the image and the light. And that's sort of a ship, if you want to call it that, because the whole thing is a cluster that moves as one large mass. So it could be the size of the moon. I don't know how large it is because I can't really tell how high up in the atmosphere it is, but that's in our atmosphere. I can see, just looking with the naked eye, there are clouds behind it, but they're gray and they're hard to tell apart because of such a strong glow. But with my own eyes I can see clouds right behind it, and a whole lot of them too. They're just very gray, so you can't tell them apart that they are clouds because the camera is being blinded by all this light. But with the naked eye I can see that the clouds are behind it. I'll see if I can get it from here. You can see all the organisms in the air, just all over. They're on the ground here or above ground, just at a couple of 100 feet. These buildings are no more than 30 stories, so there's organisms flying all around in the air and in the sky right above me, and right all around that holographic image of the moon. And there are clouds behind it, but I don't know if the camera will pick that up. It's hard to say because they're so gray, but I can see them with my eyes. That's the important thing. I know there are clouds there behind it because I can see them just with my eyes. The camera always doesn't pick up everything I can see. Look at that, how the glow increased. Okay, the glow keeps increasing and getting stronger. I mean, look at the circle around the moon where the glow is. Look how large it is and how much light is being emitted from the moon image. It's just amazing how much light it's giving off. So let me move closer. Okay, that wasn't there before. Those black orbs, they just came in. Those black orbs are usually large ships. That's what they look like. And they fly around and just land very quickly, and they take off very quickly. They don't stick around very long. And they're so fast that if you don't catch them just at the right moment, then you don't catch them at all. They weren't there before. That was very, very bright before, that same area. That's just a bird over here, flew over my head, flied by. There's another bird. That's another bird. These may not be real birds. It's already like, what time is it now? It's 20 to 10. So I don't think seagulls are up this late. But they're flying around here because they could be holographic. It's possible that they're holographic. Just to take my attention away from where I want to film. Okay, I want to point out the red line. That's the force field, or the energy field, electromagnetic energy field holding the whole hologram together. Look how fast it just moved off. Before it was just standing still. Did you see how fast it just moved off? Now I have to move the camera to go get it. Okay, let's see which way it's gonna go. Now it's going the other way. Look. It does not want to be on the camera. So that whole thing is like a ship. It's a large cloud, round sphere cloud type formation of orbs. And it's like a ship. It moves as one thing, one single entity. They are all in one group and they act together. And the thing is a ship. It is no longer our moon. Our moon is gone. I mean, that was blown up in 2009, and it's never going to come back. So this thing is going to move all over the screen. Now it's going up. Before it was going to the right. Before that it was going down, and before that it was going to the right and to the left. So just notice all the different movements and the directions that it's going in. And sometimes it moves slow like this, and just before it moved very fast right off the screen. So this thing is making a lot of different moves. Look. Okay, let's see if it's gonna come back. Sometimes it comes back. Nope, I gotta move the camera and get it. Wow, it moved right out of the range. Hold on, I gotta find it now. Where is it? Okay, moved out of the range altogether. Let me see where the building is. Okay, it moved over quite a bit to the right. To the right hand side of the screen, and move more over towards the building that I was using as a reference. That's why I'm using the building as a reference. Okay, so that moved quite a bit in a very short time. In terms of if it's high up in the atmosphere, those are hundreds of miles, maybe 1,000 miles it moved over in a few minutes. Okay, notice the glow is different. It's even got a different shape. Okay, the glow has changed. It's not